Ohio Valley Hospital. Waterbeds, etc. Convenient Food Mart at Lovers Lane and Sunset Boulevard. Floppy's Computer House. Fox Run Hospital. St. John Medical Center, and Royal Mystic Water.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the WTOV 9 High School Basketball Game of the Week. I'm Bill Phillips, along with the coach once again, Rich Walensky. And coach, we have a city championship game tonight between Steubenville Central and Big Red, and two teams that they don't like each other. It doesn't matter what sport they play. And tonight it'll be Big Red looking for revenge. The first game of the season, 83-78, Central in an overtime win.
That's right. It's been a long, long time since Steubenville Catholic Central has won 2 games from Steubenville High School in the same year. Got to go back all the way to the 72-73 season when Steubenville's Catholic Central won 2 games from Coach Chuck Watt. That was the last time. That was 20 years ago. And Central has a good shot of repeating that this year. They're 5-2 coming into the game. But since that loss to Steubenville Catholic Central, Big Red has won 2 of their last 3 games and have improved tremendously since that game.
What do we look for from both teams? Let's start with Central.
Well, with Central, they run the floor better than most people think they do. I've seen them twice this year, once against us, and they were very, very impressive. Even though they have good size, they can run the floor fairly well. So I look for them to do a good job rebounding, getting the ball out, and running the floor. With Steubenville, they don't change from year to year. They like to run, they like full court pressure, and they're almost the same every year from year to year over the last 30 years since Ange Vaquero was coaching them.
Steubenville Central 5-2. Big Red comes in at 3-4. The records don't matter. It should be a great ball game. We'll be right back with a tip after this. WTOV 9 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Big Red and the Crusaders of Catholic Central at St. John Arena here in Steubenville. Bill Phillips along with the coach Rich Walensky, and coach just about ready for tip-off. Getting ready for another classic matchup between 2 arch rivals.
Well, I'll tell you, it's an event. This gymnasium has more people in it than I've seen in a long, long time, Bill, for a city game.
Walters
and real happy to see all these people turn out for what will be a good basketball game, I'm sure.
Take a look at tonight's starters and a quick look. Hoover, Nalepa, Milosevic, Hargrove, and Walters for Big Red. Olette, Orlando, Tarquinio, Polshaw, and Coolin for Central. And here comes Big Red on a break. Trey Hargrove, he's going to pull it out and set up the offense. Hoover in the paint, doesn't get the roll, and we're going to have our first foul of the evening. It'll go against Big Red, and coach, that one will go against Joel Walters, big number 44.
And number 42 for Central, that's Coolin, was on the rebound, did a good job, had good position, and got fouled inside. Here it is on the replay as the ball comes off, a shot by Hoover, and right there got his arm a little bit and called for the personal.
Central sets up in their half court. Tarquinio looking inside for Polshaw. Strong move to the hole, and he gets it to go on the bounce. So our first points of the game put on the board by Joe Polshaw of Central, and it's 2-0, the Crusaders. Ohio Valley
Polshaw big and strong inside.
Hargrove misses just about everything but the backboard. Scramble for the loose ball. Polshaw come up with it. Outlets to his guard, Olette, and he is fouled going down the side. And it looks like it'll be Hargrove picking up the personal.
Here it is, Olette going down. It's a little difficult to see there. We get a better picture right there, and it just seems like her feet got tied up a little bit. And the official right there makes the call. Personal foul on Hargrove.
Tarquinio inside, blocked, and coming up with a block.
Looked like number 20,
Nalepa.
Hoover. Yeah, that's right, number 10, Nalepa.
Hargrove foul line jumper. He's going to miss everything again this time, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Big Red. And it'll be Central basketball. So right now, Central coming out trying to set up the half-court. Coach, Big Red willing to run it up the floor and just throw them up.
And that's pretty much the way that they like to play the game. Central will set up in their half-court offense, looking to try to get it inside. Nice spin move.
Orlando won't get the roll. Loose ball. Tracked down by Orlando, and the Crusaders will control again. Ball goes out of bounds off of Nalepa. It'll be Central basketball on the far side.
Nalepa was questionable starting tonight because of a bad ankle, but he is in there, and he does have that left ankle pretty heavily taped.
Big Red and Nalepa with the rebound. Let's slow it down and get it to Hoover as point guard.
Steubenville now in their half-court offense, looking for the shot inside. Hoover off a double pick.
Throws it up, won't go. He's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Fouls on Tarquinio. Number 34 for Steubenville. Here it is, one-on-one. Hoover going to the hoop, and Tarquinio not set in his position, didn't have his feet set, draws the foul and shooting. 2 will be Hoover.
Look at head coach for Big Red, Ray Suckosh. Very successful head coach for the Big Red program. Hoover at the line. First one up, it rattles around and drops, so it is a 2-1 ball game with 5:54. Crusaders on top here in the first quarter. Hoover doesn't get that one to fall as it rattles around, and here come the Crusaders again. They have the 1-point lead. Quick outlet to Ouellette. He's going to lay it in. So a nice fast break basket to Tarquinio. Alert finding the open man. Hoover the other way, off of the glass, kissing it off the glass. 4-3 ball game, and all of a sudden both teams are starting to run a little more, Coach.
And here's Steubenville in the half-court press, diamond press, broken by Orlando.
Crusaders will set up the half court. Coolin over to Orlando, baseline, looks inside. Tarquinio, he's fouled. Hitting the back, picking up the personal, will be Chad Milosevic.
Number 10, it's Nalepa, Shane Nalepa. Here it is right here. Nice pass by Orlando to Tarquinio, and there he's pushed from behind by number 10, Shane Nalepa.
Coach, my eyes are going.
Well, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. I got my glasses on. They're all cleaned up.
Okay, Coach. Tarquinio knocks it down. 5-3, the Crusaders on top. Solid ball player, Chris Tarquinio. Doesn't get that one to fall, but it's rebounded to the Crusaders. So we will have a traveling violation called against Coolin. And it'll go over to Big Red.
Strong move by Coolin off the offensive rebound, off the missed foul shot. Put it up, but walked before he had a chance to shoot. Big Red now setting up in their half-court offense, 1-4 offense. Hoover out front.
Milosevic looks for a cutting Nalepa. He's going to throw it up baseline and knock it down. 5-5 ball game, 4:50 to go, opening quarter of the game. Charging foul will go against JoJo Ouellette for the Crusaders. Big Red will take over. Coach, last time we were together doing a basketball game last year, I believe it was Conotton Valley and Weirton Madonna.
Weirton Madonna, that's right, out in Junaid and Hutton. Good
ball game. We also did Central and Park down in Wheeling. That was a good game as well. Tonight we have a good game right now, 5-5 first quarter, and the Crusaders on the break.
It's Coolin.
Coolin goes strong to the hole, lays it up, no good. It's Nalepa with a rebound, and here comes Big Red the other way.
Good strong move that time by Coolin, but he couldn't get the bounce.
Walters goes up, partially blocked by Coolin. Outlet to Tarquinio. Into the forecourt, and he'll be called for the carry, turning it over. And right in front of us, Richie Thompson checking into the ball game for Big Red. Getting a seat will be Joe Walters.
Thompson coming in as a 6'4" junior. Good size.
Milosevic back to Hoover, top of the key. Going to go back inside to Milosevic. He'll throw it up off the glass. Thompson in there, strong for the board. It goes out of bounds, and it will be off of Big Red, so it'll be Crusader basketball. Big Red looking to trap in the back court.
At the half-court trap, looking to trap it as soon as they cross the mid-court line.
They have a walk. Tarquinio, nice break of the trapping defense, and now we have a technical foul, and it looks like it will be against Paul Hoover from his reaction. It'll go against the Crusaders.
It's against Polshaw.
Polshaw for grabbing the rim. Paul Hoover looked a little bit upset, but it did not go against Hoover. It went against Polshaw of Central, and Hoover converts on the first of the technical. Big Red a 6-5 advantage. Hoover knocks the second one down. 7-5 now. Big Red on top, and they will get the ball off of the technical foul.
And that was two consecutive turnovers by Steubenville on the break, both on Tarquinio. One on a carrying violation, then the second one on a walking violation when he had opportunities to score, and then the second time coming down.
Inside, Hargrove blocked by Coolin. Nalepa blocked by Coolin. Hargrove tries to spin. He's tied up by Tarquinio. And all of a sudden it will go Big Red's way, but the Crusader offense and defense, I should say, getting this Crusader half of the gymnasium going.
It was all Mike Coolin that time. 2 big blocks inside.
Inbound to Thompson. Hoover strong to the hole, and he lays it in. Nice runner through the paint. 9-5, Big Red on top by 4 with 3:15 to go on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Polshaw from outside, and he drains it. A 2-pointer.
Nice jumper by Polshaw that time from the left side, by 12 feet out. Nothing but net.
Big Red looking to slow it down. Nalepa on the wing. Inside, Milosevic, an up fake. Throws it up with the right hand, doesn't go, and it is Orlando with the rebound. Tarquinio will bring it across, and now it's Ouellette. They look for Coolin, baseline, throws it up, and it goes, but it'll be an offensive foul. We'll have to wait and find out if the bucket counts. Got the charge, and
no basket.
No basket, so he will not get the basket. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Big Red on top of the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard, 9-7 while you were away. Paul Hoover took an attempt from three-point land, didn't go. Right now it's the Crusaders with the ball. Polshaw in the lane, no good. Nalepa with a rebound, and here comes Big Red. Hoover and Hargrove, 2-on-2. Hargrove looks for the pass, but Hoover's going to put it up, and we have a foul and a little bit of a conversation with Hoover and Orlando.
There's a little jawing going on out there right now.
And
I think both coaches are going to get this under control so that there are no technical fouls and no other problems. But here it is on a replay. Hoover pulls up, and Orlando on the arm. Hoover goes to the line, shoot 2.
Walters will check back in. Milosevic will sit down for, or it'll be Nalepa sitting down for Big Red. So on the floor, it's Hargrove, Hoover, Walters as Hoover knocks down the free throw. Thompson and Milosevic on the floor for Big Red. On the floor for the Crusaders, their starting 5 of Polshaw, Coolin, Ouellette, Orlando, and Tarquinio as Hoover knocks down the second. 11-7, Big Red on top, 2:16 to go. Opening quarter of play, opening period of play, I should say. Big Red cheerleaders ready for a big night, hoping Big Red can come back from their earlier season loss to the Crusaders. Right now we have a foul over the back, and it'll go against Walters of Big Red.
And that's his second. Central, I think, has to be a little more patient with their offense. They did a good job at the beginning of this quarter getting the ball, looking to get it inside to Polshaw, and now they're coming down after 1 or 2 passes taking the shot.
Ouellette from outside for 3. Doesn't go. Milosevic with the rebound. Orlando steals, but he loses it out of bounds. Big Red basketball. Two teams that are not bashful. They like to put it up from three-point range.
That's right, and they like to bang inside, too, defensively, and they're putting body on body in there. Little full-court pressure now by Catholic Central. Half-court trap.
Hargrove gets it to Milosevic to break the press. Hoover, nice no-look pass to Walters. He can't get it to go. Partially blocked by Polshaw. It goes out of bounds, and the referee says it's going to be Big Red basketball. Referee under the hoop needed some help, and he got it from his partner.
Again, another block in there. That's about the 3rd or 4th block shot by Steubenville Catholic Central. Doing a good job once that ball gets inside.
Hoover for three. Too strong. Thompson goes after the rebound. He's hit hard in the stomach by Coolin, but it's Big Red controlling. Hargrove now on the wing.
We got an offensive foul against Steubenville. And I think it's going to go against number 40, Milosevic.
You are correct, Coach.
Let's see if we can see it inside. Number 40, Tarquinio and Milosevic right there. And you can see Milosevic pushing off with his right arm a little bit. The official saw it and made the call. Central possession.
Have to be fair on that one, Coach. A little acting from Tarquinio.
Well, that's okay.
But that's his job. I think he may have, Chris Tarquinio, I think he may have just drawn another foul from Big Red. This one, I think, is going to go against Richie Thompson. A little bit of a block. Two teams, I think, still trying to feel each other out, Coach. Early 11-7 here in the first with 1:17 to go. A couple of substitutions coming in for Big Red.
Fred Moore, number 4, coming in, 6'1" junior, coming in for Trey Hargrove. Number 34, Nalepa, coming back into the ball game for Milosevic. Central has it out underneath their basket.
Orlando to inbound. Coolin on the baseline. In traffic, throws it up, doesn't hit a thing. Here comes Hoover the other way with Big Red. Hoover pulls up, dumps down baseline for Thompson. Can't get it to go, gets his own rebound, puts it up, partially blocked, loose ball. Moore tries to chase it down, and it goes out of bounds off of Big Red Crusader basketball.
I tell you, Thompson doing a good job of keeping the ball alive underneath. 6'4" junior. He's got those long arms, doing a great job inside of keeping the ball alive under the offensive basket.
Young man that I've had the pleasure of working with in the Sunshine Youth Services. A little travel by Orlando, and Richie Thompson, a fine young man. I got to play a little one-on-one with him earlier
I'm sure
this
you
spring.
gave him a lesson.
Oh, I did, Coach. And I never let him forget it when I just stayed outside and didn't even bother going in because I didn't want to eat too much leather. But a fine young man. Fine young man. And right now on the scoreboard, 11-7, 45 seconds to go. First period of the ball game, Big Red on top.
I tell you, turnovers are hurting Central tremendously at this point in time.
Walters with a jumper, no good, too strong. And Big Red getting the rebound. Walters gets his own loose ball and puts it up for 2. 13-7, Big Red on top by 6 with 30 seconds to go. Opening period. Big Red gets the turnover off the trap, and Thompson
throws it away.
Outlet just a little bit too strong. An aggressive mistake.
That's correct. Good defense by Steubenville's half-court trap that time. Got the ball exactly where they wanted it to, right over the 10-second line, trapped it and got a hand on it, was able to knock it away, but unfortunately Big Red turned it right back over to Catholic Central.
Hargrove checks in. Hoover will take a seat. Ouellette brings it across. Orlando will set up the offense. 10 seconds to go in the period. Down to 5. Clock still running. They get it to Tarquinio on the baseline. He puts it up with 1 second to go. Too strong. It won't count. And our score after 1 period of play here at St. John Arena on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Big Red 13, Catholic Central 7 at the end of 1. We'll be back right after this. 9 high school basketball game of the week. Big Red on top by 6 over Catholic Central. Our score as we get ready to start the second period. And Coach, observations of the first period of play.
All right, Steubenville very, very aggressive, getting the ball down court very quickly, trying to run the floor as much as they possibly can. So far, Catholic Central has been hurt by turnovers. They aren't getting the shots at the basket that they would like to have because of those turnovers. And you know, potentially, Bill, when you turn the ball over, you not only lose the opportunity to score 2, but you also give the opportunity for the other team to score 2. So it's really not a 2-point turnaround, but a possible 4-point turnaround. And that's what's happened on a couple of these occasions. So Steubenville, Catholic Central has to take much better care of the basketball in this quarter. As we start the second period of play, both starting lineups. We talked about the turnovers, Coach. Nalepa going coast to coast, lays it in off the glass, and it's 15-7. You just talked about the possible 2-point or 4-point swing. There it was right there, trying to throw over the zone instead of trying to go around it or penetrating inside of it, and Nalepa makes a nice steal. And another turnover. Ouellette steps on the sideline. He is ruled out of bounds, and it'll be Big Red basketball on the far side. You can see Big Red, they want to go for the kill early, trying to continue to force the turnovers into his work.
as we are just a few moments into the second period of play.
There's a turnover by
Crusaders get a
Steubenville Big
turnover
Red.
back. Orlando with a steal. He'll push it up. Bring it back out, set up the offense.
You have to be a little more patient offensively.
Inside to Polshaw, get it to Orlando. Baseline jumper, too strong off the iron.
All
with
white
rebound.
shirts. Nobody hitting the offensive boards for Catholic Central right now.
Milosevic on the wing. Foul line for Walters. He'll go strong against Coolin, and he gets the rainbow to fall. I thought Coolin was going to get the block, and it was the rainbow.
I think he got a hand on it, but it still went in.
Big Red continues to trap. 10-point lead for Big Red, 17-7. And another turnover.
I tell you, Central needs a timeout real quick here. They got to get things together.
Big Red wastes the opportunity. Hargrove bounced pass a little too long for Hoover.
Big Red changing up here in a 1-2-2 half-court press right now, inviting Central to come to the sideline.
Ouellette brings it to the center to the floor, gets it cool on top of the key. Polshaw baseline, travels, doesn't get the feet to stop, a little stutter step. He'll be called for the travel. Big Red will get it back again, so the turnover bug has bitten the Crusaders.
Boy, I tell you, it certainly has. That's about the third turnover in this quarter, and we're only about a minute and a half into this quarter. Central pressing themselves.
Milosevic for three, too long. Hargrove and Polshaw battle for the rebound, and Polshaw comes up the winner. Tarquinio in the forecourt now. Pulls up and knocks down the jump shot.
Well, I tell you, they
just
needed
what the doctor ordered.
They needed that. They need a couple more, too.
Hoover the other way. Off of the glass, rolls around and drops. Ouellette to Orlando. He'll bring it across. Orlando almost loses the ball. Now it's Coolin inside. One-on-one with Milosevic. He wins that one. Knocks it down, and it's a 19-11 ball game with 5:39 to go in the second period.
Long outlet pass by Malepa down to Milosevic, over to Hoover. Central and man-to-man.
Hargrove on the wing. Now it's Walters. Foul line jump off the side. Tarquinio with a rebound, and here come the Crusaders.
That's a shot they'd like him to take all the time.
A blocking call on Paul Hoover. Take a look at that again. A tough call there, Coach.
I think it's a good call, though. He's not set, I don't believe.
Nope.
No,
Feet
he's still moving.
Feet still moving.
It's a good call by the official.
Crusaders looking for a break, and that might be the one that turns the tide a little bit for them. 19-11. 5:13 to go. And JoJo Ouellette steps up to the foul line.
Nate Johnson comes in for Steubenville Big Red, giving Joe Walters a little rest at this point.
Ouellette up and good with the left hand. Also checking in for Big Red, David Livingston and Richie Thompson.
Coach Suckotch using his whole bench.
Ouellette too strong on the second. Coolin with a rebound. Spins, but he can't get it to go. Polshaw there. He has the ball knocked away as he went up with a shot. Orlando back to Ouellette. He's going to put it up. No good. Too strong. And it'll be Johnson with the ball, but we have over and back. So it'll be Crusader basketball, Coach, with 4:58 to go in the period.
Turnover by Steubenville that time. Nate Johnson trying to get the ball to Hoover. Goes over and back. Backcourt violation. Big Red now in his zone.
Inside, the Crusaders. Coolin, he'll get the roll. Mike
Central
Coolin
making a little run here.
Lead cut to 5. Was it 10? Thompson wide open. He lays it in. Nice look up court by Hoover.
That's what happens on that press once in a while. If you don't get a good drop by the deep man in there, you're going to find somebody open, and that's exactly what happened. And another turnover by Catholic Central.
Coolin tried to get a little fancy with a no-look to Polshaw, but it's broken up by Big Red. Hoover, foul line jump. 23-14. Fantastic crowd on hand tonight, Coach. As you mentioned on Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard, 23-14 Big Red. One of the biggest crowds in a long time here at St. John for a city game.
I tell you, Central is not handling this press well at all. Another turnover. Here it is. JoJo Aulette tries to outlet the ball from the sideline, and number 42 for Steubenville High School, that's Nate Johnson, is in good position for the interception and a foul by Orlando.
We have a timeout on the floor. We will take a break. Big Red 23, Catholic Central 14. We'll be right back after this. Back to the high school basketball game of the week here on WTOV 9. Bill Phillips along with the coach, Rich Walensky, and the rest of the gang. Right now, Big Red on top as we take a look at the Big Red cheerleaders. Right now, they're happy because their team's on top of the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard, 23-14, Coach. You mentioned turnovers at the beginning of the period, and that is what has plagued Crusaders so far.
I'll tell you, when they take care of the ball and they come down and get in their half-court offense, they work the ball around, they always get a decent shot. They close the gap a little bit from 17-7 to 19-14. They were down by 5, and then they come down, turn the ball over a couple times, and now all of a sudden they're down again by 9 because Big Red has a run here of about, a 4-0 run.
Early in the season, two teams that I'm sure we'll hear about plenty come playoff time. Hoover on the wing. Up top now to Livingston. Now it's Milosevic. Thompson double pump, got caught. He was going to be blocked. Pulled it back down and threw it up anyways. Came off the backboard. The Crusaders with the rebound. And they'll set up their half-court offense. Tarquinio looking to move inside. Nothing there, so he kicks it out to Coolin. Orlando looking to go baseline against Livingston. We'll pull it back out. Tarquinio. Jumper in the paint, knocks it down. Nice jump shot. Good defense from Big Red, though.
It was real good defense, and he had to change the direction of his shot as he got up in the air, and did a great job of hanging there for a while and getting the ball and hit nothing but net.
23-16 now. Hoover in the lane, in and out, won't go. We have a foul. It'll go against JoJo Aulette. And Hoover will go to the line to shoot two, getting ready to check into the game. Coach, who do we have?
We got number 12, Aaron Talensik, will come into the game, and he's going to take
Mike
Orlando's place, give Mike a break.
Hargrove and Walters check in, sitting down. Johnson and Livingston. They gave some good minutes and some good rest to the big guys.
That's right.
Get some fresh players back on the floor. Hoover up and good with the front end of two-shot shooting foul. 24-16. Big Red on top. Take a look at the Big Red cheerleaders again. Hoover gets them both. 25-16. 2:58 to go in the period. Tarquinio breaks the trapping defense with Talensik. In the paint, Coolin. Too strong. Polshaw with his hip, won't go. Gets it back again. Goes inside, and we may have a foul, and I believe it's going to go against Big Red. We'll have to wait and see exactly who it is.
32, I think.
32, Coach. You are correct
Richie
again.
Thompson. Big 6'4" junior. It's his second personal. Polshaw goes to the line, will shoot 1 and 1. Foul shooting was the big difference in the last ball game between these two schools, and we'll see if Central can take advantage of that situation tonight.
Joe Polshaw up with the right hand. A little bit too strong, doesn't go, so he won't get the second opportunity. Big Red will get the ball, and they'll head up court with 2:33 to go in the period, and a lead of 25-16. Shane Nalepa getting ready to check back into the ball game. Hargrove looks to move in the paint, throws it up with the right hand, and it goes. Strong move.
Strong move by Hargrove that time.
David Connor, number 20, getting ready to check in for the Crusaders. We have a foul as Aulette went to the baseline, and Milosevic said, no, thank you, won't have any of that. Knocked him back, so we'll go to the line to shoot a couple. Connor and Nalepa checking in, Big Red and the Crusaders, as we take a look at the...
There it is right here, and he's got a little body on him.
Definitely got him.
Yep, no question.
A quality foul. If you're going to foul someone, get him good.
That's right. Let him know.
JoJo, smart player, put up the intentional foul sign. The referee wasn't buying, but he knocks down the front end of two-shot foul. Cuts the lead to 10, 27-17. Second one from the southpaw up and good. It's a 9-point lead, 27-18 as Connor checks in, and getting a blow on the bench will be JoJo. He will sit down for the Crusaders. A couple of fresh guards in the ball game for the Crusaders.
Valencic and Connor.
Hargrove looks to move in the paint, does with a finger roll, won't go. Walters there with a rebound on the baseline. Give it back to Hargrove, who sets up for the three. Short. Good hustle by Walters, tracks down the loose ball. Nalepa will set up the offense as he gets it back to Hoover. Looks over to the bench and Ray Suckosh to get the signal for what they want to run. Hoover, foul line jump, too strong, and it's Connor with a rebound. To slow it down and get it to Tarquinio. Right through the paint. Connor open on the baseline. He'll kiss it off the glass for two, Coach.
Good penetration, good feed that time by Tarquinio. Penetrating that zone defense and then dishing it off to Connor underneath. Easy two for Central. 27-20, 116.
They have a foul away from the ball. It'll be a blocking call against Big Red. I think Shane Nalepa is going to get the call, and indeed
Number
he does.
10, Shane Nalepa. And Telencic will go to the line.
Let's look at Ray Suckosh, the head coach from Big Red. Frank Spence's counterpart from the Crusaders tonight. And take a look at it again, Coach. There it is. A little bit of the elbow shoulder block.
Yep, a little moving pick right there.
Shane bringing that onto the floor from the football field. Little forearm shiver.
Just trying to put a little exclamation point on it.
Like we said, if you're going to foul him, let him know. At the line for the Crusaders, number 12, Aaron Telencic. Knocks it down, a little pushing and shoving underneath. No call. 27-21, 6-point lead now for Big Red. Big Red, a number of opportunities with a 10-point lead to maybe expand that, but the Crusaders have hung tough, and it continues to be a very close ball game.
Number 52, Jim Clark checking in, and Mike Coolin getting a blow for Catholic Central.
Second one up and no good, so with 1:05 to go, it's Big Red by 6, 27-21. Hoover, nice move between the legs, throws it up with the right hand and nothing but net. Big Red pressing in the backcourt. Tarquinio will try to bring it up against Hoover. Get it across to Clark. Baseline jump, off the glass, little banker, no good. Polshaw there, he is fouled from behind. He will shoot two.
Number 32, that's Richie Thompson. I think that's his third.
Unofficially his third, and we check the book, and it is indeed his third.
By Polshaw, and there's the foul right there. Thompson hacks him on the arm. Polshaw will shoot two. Too strong off the back of the rim.
Good rotation. A little bit too much muscle. Second one up and nothing but net on that one, Coach. 29-22. 40 seconds to go. Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Big Red on top by 7.
See if Steubenville plays for the last shot.
Hoover launching the three and knocking it down. He says, Coach, why play for the last shot? I've got a guy on me. Three-pointer, why not throw it up?
I'll tell you, nothing but net, too. Good shot by Hoover that time. He's a nice basketball player. Very sweet ball handler, good shooter, and hustles on the defensive end of the court also.
Clock down to 13 seconds now to go in the half. 10-point lead for Big Red, and we've got a basketball in right in front of us. You like those hands, Coach?
Great hands. I had no doubt in my mind that you were going to be able to handle that. Milosevic in, Thompson out.
9 seconds to go in the half. Tarquinio will inbound right in front of us. 5-second count on, and he gets it into Telencic. He puts it up baseline. Too strong. Polshaw with a rebound. He goes up and will get it to drop as the clock runs down to 1 second. And there it is. The end of the half shot would not count. but Hoover hits the back of the iron, and we will go to halftime with Big Red on top by 8. Our score, 32-24 on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. We'll be right back after this. Back to the WTOV 9 High School Basketball Game of the Week on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Steubenville Big Red 32, Catholic Central, the Crusaders 24. First meeting, it was the second half action, just about ready to get going here in the second half. Big Red on top, 32-24, and Coach, the story of the games.
Turnovers, Catholic Central with 14 in the first half, Steubenville Big Red with only 5, and that's the difference right there. And there is maybe a sign of something to come, because both teams turned the ball over here.
Well, I'll tell you what, a one-man wrecking crew for Big Red so far tonight. Paul Hoover, 32 of the points, 20 of them belong to Paul Hoover. So He has done an outstanding job so far. Chris Tarquinio with 5 points, Joe Paulshaw with 7, leading the way for the Crusaders so far in the first half. And right now underneath, it's Shane Nalepa battling. And we have a foul. I'll have to wait and see exactly who's going to pick this one up. It's going to go against the Crusaders, and it is Mike Orlando picking up the first foul of the second half. That is his third personal of the ball game.
Central has to do a much better job on the defensive boards, and they're not doing it right now. Orlando comes out of the ball game, replaced by Talensik, and there it is on the replay.
Walters inbound. Hoover gets it, goes to the paint, partially blocked by Coolin. He'll knock it away. Talensik comes up with a loose ball, and here come the Crusaders.
It's about the fourth block on the defensive end by Coolin. Mike Coolin doing a good job.
How important is it for the Crusaders to come out, solid game plan in the second half, and get things going right away?
I tell you, they got to come out smoking. They're down by 8. They're not playing real well offensively. And they need to do a better job with their half-court offense, and they need to do a much better job at taking care of the basketball.
Tarquinio against Nalepa. Talensik moves it over to Polshaw, and he will in and out on the jumper. Hargrove with the rebound. He'll push it up the floor, and he has it knocked away by Ouellette, but it goes right into the hands of Nalepa.
I'll tell you, Central has to come up with some kind of defense to stop Hoover also.
Hargrove, he tries to go baseline. Ball goes out of bounds as he ran into Polshaw. It goes off of the Crusader. It'll be Big Red basketball.
Good job that time by Polshaw. Did not give Hargrove the baseline. They're giving it to Central.
Tarquinio to inbound for the Crusaders. Good defense from Big Red, and we have a 5-second violation, so Big Red will get the basketball.
Good defense by Big Red that time. Did not permit Central to make an inbound pass, and they turn it over underneath their own basket. And there's Nalepa, comes clean.
Misses the layup, gets the second one and the foul, so a possible three-point play for Shane Nalepa.
Nalepa didn't give up on the play, missed the easy bucket, got the rebound, and was fouled by, there it is right there, missed the layup, and there's Talensik from behind getting him. Basket counts. Nalepa will shoot 1.
Right now a 10-point lead, Coach, as Nalepa goes to the line, can make it 11. Foul shot is good. 35-24 now. Take a look at head coach Ray Suckosh for Big Red. He's looking at his team that is pressing out on the floor, trapping. But Tarquinio with a beautiful spin move at midcourt. Slows it up, and Ouellette lets her fly for 3. Too strong. Polshaw with a big rebound. Going down in a heap, Milosevic. We have a foul, and it'll go against Chad Milosevic.
And that's his third. Okay, Central just as cold as ice. Cannot hit the outside shot. Has no half-court offense going for it at this time. Here it is right here. Good, strong rebound by Polshaw going after the ball, and Milosevic pushing from behind.
Tarquinio to inbound again. Ouellette sets up for 3 in the corner, and he will be short off the side of the rim. Hargrove picks up the rebound, and he'll look to head up court. Trey Hargrove, from that trip up the court, not the best ball handler around.
Boy, sure was, and didn't have anybody on him, and still almost lost it a couple times.
Hoover throws it up, almost goes. He's fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2. So the Crusaders needed a quick start here in the third. They haven't gotten one, Coach.
It's Talensik. Here he comes right here. Makes some contact with the body. Hoover still under control, tries to get the shot off, will shoot 2. That's the second personal foul on Talensik.
Fred Moore checks into the ball game. Trey Hargrove will sit down for Big Red. Hoover at the line. First one up and good, 36-24, Big Red. Second one up and nothing but net, 37-24 now. Big Red on top, and they will trap again. Ouellette being trapped, gets it to Tarquinio.
This trap is really bothering Catholic Central's offense.
Tarquinio looks to drive, throws it up with the right hand, won't go strong. And Moore will be called for the personal.
Fred Moore.
A non-shooting foul, so Crusaders will get the ball underneath the basket. Tarquinio for three, line drive, big bounce, rebounded there by Nalepa, gives it back to Coolin. He can't get it to go, and we have a foul, and I believe it's a technical.
That's what they signaled, technical foul.
Shane Nalepa, technical foul.
If it's on number 10, then Catholic Central should be shooting. He called it on 10 White.
Shane Nalepa will pick up the technical foul. Checking in, David Livingston. Nalepa will sit down at the line for the Crusaders, Jojo Ouellette. He will shoot the technical foul. 37-24, and that's something, Coach, I would imagine gets you right back in the ballgame.
Well, I tell you, it sure can, because this could be a 4-point turnaround right here. 2 foul shots, plus they get possession.
Knock down a 3, possible 5.
That's right. There's 2.
Ouellette is good on both. Substitution coming in for the Crusaders, David Connor. Sitting down, Aaron Tolensic. Good look at David Connor into the ball game. Inside.
Nice
Coolin.
movement by Central that time against Steubenville Big Red zone. Got it inside to Coolin for the easy 2. 37-28.
Crusaders inside of 10. Always a big mental barrier, that 10-point lead. Hoover tries to go inside. Ball knocked away by Ouellette. Coolin picks up the loose ball, and the Crusaders can cut into the lead some more.
I tell you, they just cleared out that time for Hoover. Let him go one-on-one with Ouellette. Ouellette did a good job playing defense. Knocked the ball away.
Connor, the jumper, too strong. Hoover with the rebound. He's going to push it up the floor. Throws it away. Ouellette, he's coming back the other way. 3-on-2. Little dish to Connor. Throws it up off the glass, and it
nice
goes.
Shot. Had to change directions at the last second. Tell you, nice change that time by Connor.
Looking down the side here of the floor, and Greg Bain, one of the assistant coaches for the Crusaders, the head football coach, looks like he's on the sideline from the fall. Milosevic in the paint, no good. The Crusaders with another opportunity to cut into the lead.
I'll tell you, Big Red needs a timeout right here to get things together. Central pecking away at this lead.
Crusaders looking for an 8-0 run. Inside, Coolin, turnaround. In and out, didn't get it, but Connor's there. He's fouled and will go to the line. Frank Spence and Greg Bain up on the side. Frank Spence, the head coach, he's got the towel a la John Thompson from Georgetown draped over the shoulder. He's working a little perspiration off the forehead.
There's a replay right here. Coolin had the easy shot inside, missed Connor. Strong rebound, and is fouled right there by number 24. That's David Livingston. Connor will go to the line, shoot 2.
On the floor right now for the Crusaders at the line, it's Connor. The other guards are Tarquinio, Ouellette, Coolin, and Polshaw. Tolensic getting ready to check back in for Big Red. Thompson, Milosevic, Hoover, Nalepa, and Hargrove on the floor. Foul shot up and good by Connor. 37-31 now, so they continue the shutout run. 9-0 now, I believe. Now, this would make it an 8-0 run if you can sink the second. Never claimed to be a mathematician.
That's right. Tag Connor has given his Catholic Central team a lift since coming into the ball game. Now they got to play some defense. Full court pressure by Central.
Hoover breaks the timeline to Thompson. Baseline, he will go up. Double clutches, no good. Rebound, Coolin. The Crusaders can cut it in. They can cut the lead to 3. Tarquinio, nice bounce to Tolensic on the baseline. Doesn't go. Milosevic with a rebound. Gets it to Hoover, and here comes Big Red. Bounce pass. Hargrove, he's blocked from behind. It looked clean, but they will call him Tarquinio for getting Hargrove on the arm, who went down in a heap.
I tell you, I'd like to see that because it looked like he had all ball right here. Right here comes Tarquinio off the point.
I got him on the hand.
Yeah, he got his left wrist. It's a good call by the official. It's going to be a two-shot foul.
Official had a better angle than we did from watching from our vantage point. It looked like he got the ball from behind, but the cameraman, Steve Banfield,
right there
on top of it.
Steady Steve.
Steve Banfield manning the baseline bucket, which Hargrove is shooting at down at the other end. Keith Wilson up top, the eye in the sky, Glenn Hetherington. Karen Rosano in the truck producing tonight's game. And of course, everybody from Image Video on hand. Dean Marini leading the crew in the director's chair tonight. Continue to do a fantastic job right now. Frank Schubert and Lori Lynn also on hand from Image, and Tarquinio tripped up at midcourt.
Foul will be on Hoover.
He goes down. Coach, right now we're going to take a quick timeout. 3:57 to go in the third. 38-32, the Crusaders continue their comeback. Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard, Big Red on top by 6. Polshaw short, off the front of the rim. Here comes Nalepa for Big Red. Crusaders have had it their way here in the third period, Coach.
I don't think that's a shot that Coach Spence wanted Central to take. Long jumper by Polshaw.
Hoover, foul line jump, too strong. Thompson goes strong for the rebound. He'll be fouled from behind.
Mike Coolin.
Like we'll go against Coolin. It is indeed, and that is his second personal.
Coolin doing a good, strong, yeoman-like job on the defensive boards. Played very, very well at the defensive end of the court for Catholic Central. Has several block shots, good, strong defensive rebounds.
Milosevic, no good. Nothing falling right now for Big Red. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Crusader basketball.
Again, full court pressure by Steubenville. Big Red. Going to back it off a little bit, go to that 1-2-2 half-court press. It was so effective for them in the first half. Central
Crusaders
break
it. Oh, Coolin getting a little bit too fancy. Tried to go behind the back. I thought he was going to come up with a no-look pass or maybe the circus shot of the night, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be Big Red basketball.
And he's coming out of the game, and I think Coach Spence will have something to say to Mike Coolin that time. Missed a nice opportunity. Here it is. Goes behind the back, throws the ball away.
Unless haven't been paying attention, Magic Johnson's still in Los Angeles, not here in Steubenville tonight. Inside, Walters strong. Joe Walters.
Little shake and bake that time, and up for an easy 2.
Back to an 8-point lead for Big Red. Right now it's Clark on the floor. Jim Clark, number 52 for the Crusaders, and gives it back to Tarquinio. Clark with a jumper.
Won't go.
Too strong. Hoover with the rebound. Push it all the way up and get it to fall. Paul Hoover continues to have a solid night all the way around.
Nice soft touch that time by Hoover. Going full speed toward the bucket, was able to lay it up and got a real nice roll.
Polshaw in the corner. Looks to move baseline. Thompson there. Almost comes up with the steal, but it goes out of bounds. Good hustle. But it'll remain Crusader basketball. 10-point lead right now for Big Red. Frank Spence and Ray Suckosh calling out signals and trying to get their teams.
Yelling at Thompson, don't get Polshaw to baseline. Keep that inside foot up. And now
Point thrown onto the field, or field, court.
I tell you, whoever's doing that is an idiot.
PA announcement asking everyone not to do that. Very, very dangerous situation. Anytime anything goes onto the floor, try to make a quick stop. You slide on a coin, and
could
you
cause
can lose
a real
a knee.
Serious injury, sure. Could ruin a kid's career. It's ignorant.
Not to mention throwing away good money.
Well, yeah. Hold my headset. I'm going over and see if I can get under the table for that. Polshaw, move inside.
Valenza comes over the loose ball. He'll throw up the jump shot. No good. And it's Hargrove with a big, strong rebound for Big Red. And all of a sudden, Crusaders were right there knocking on the door, but Big Red has been able to shut it a little bit, and they are up by 10, looking to go up by a little bit more.
Guys, Central gone cold all of a sudden.
Hoover moves to the foul line. Doesn't get it to go that time. Clark with a rebound, and he's going to pick up the foul. A little reach in there by Big Red.
Richie Thompson, I think, number 32. I think that will be his fourth.
He will take a seat. Chad Milosevic checking back into the game for Big Red.
Full court pressure by Big Red.
Tarquinio to inbound. And another personal.
Trey Hargrove,
That's
34.
just a tired foul.
Yep. Reaching in, not moving the feet.
1:44 to go in the third. 42-32. Big Red on top.
Central moves into the one-on-one.
Coach, I don't know if you've noticed, I have an electricity tonight in the air. Maybe it's just, it's always special when Steubenville Central and Big Red get together. But a lot of the gymnasiums not quite as full as they have been in the past around the valley this year. And maybe this is a sign of things to come as we get ready for really basketball season, cranking it up around the valley. Hopefully everyone will turn out and watch some good high school basketball as the teams get ready for the second half of the season.
Well, I tell you, I hope so, because there's some real quality basketball players in this valley, just as there are quality football players, and people need to go out and see these athletes in action to see them perform, because I'll tell you, there's some really good players on this court tonight for both of these teams.
Hargrove into the paint, looks to dish to Milosevic, goes out of bounds, and
good hustle that time by Mike Orlando, or I'm sorry, Chris Tarquinio. Chris Tarquinio from behind gets a hand on it.
Right into the living room and into Steve Banfield, the cameraman. Connor comes up with a rebound as we get back to live action. Tarquinio is going to bring it across. Talencic lets fly with a three-pointer. He gets the hop and it falls. Big three-point bucket, and all of a sudden it's 42-37, Coach.
I tell you, that ought to make Fritz Talencic real happy. Aaron Talencic, his son Fritz, works for us at Edison South High School. My dean of boys, or dean of students.
Milosevic open for the three, and he knocks it down. Milosevic answers the three-pointer with one of his own. Inside of a minute now to go in the third. Connor to Clark in the paint, throws it up with the right hand, gets it to drop, so all of a sudden the two teams starting to heat up again. And
Connor and Clark have done a nice job for Catholic Central coming off the bench. Both kids giving quality minutes.
Inbounding, Clark hammers Milosevic. Check that, no inbound, Coach. He's getting it across the half-court stripe. Stops the clock with 37 seconds to go in the third. Big Red will inbound right in front of their own bench. Let's take a look at the Central coaching staff. Frank Spence and Greg Bain. Milosevic. Back to Hoover. He'll set things up. Inside to Walters. Clark reaching in. I'll tell you what, Coach, we have a great situation developing on the court. In my opinion, two of the best players in the valley, Tarquinio and Hoover, guarding each other at both ends of the floor, and they are two solid basketball players. A lot of fun to watch.
I tell you, both good offensive basketball players, but I'll tell you, they're giving everything they got, playing good, solid defense at both ends of the court, too. Hoover doing a good job at the Big Red end of the court, and Tarquinio doing a good job defensively at the Central end of the court, too.
Coach, 28 seconds to go here in the third, 45-39. Big Red on top, and Joe Walters at the line.
1-on-1.
Short. Hoover there with a rebound. He goes up again. He is short with it, and it's Polshaw with a rebound. He'll bring it up himself. Tarquinio and Hoover between the circles. Central looking to set up. Clark. Tarquinio.
7 seconds.
5 seconds to go in the half. Connor looks up, sees the clock, lets fly, does not go. Livingston with the rebound. He gives it up to Hoover, but shot won't go up. So that's the way we'll end the third period. Big Red on top, 45-39 on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. We'll be right back with the final period of play right after this. High school basketball game of the week, Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Big Red 45-39. And Coach, why don't we let out the secret? Who's inside of the horse?
We all know who's inside the horse, Bill. Amy Provenzano, number 55, is inside the horse for Steubenville Big Red.
She's having a good time. She let us know that she is available as the horse or herself for interviews anytime. So we get her a little time on the big broadcast. So Coach, want to let everybody know that WTOV 9, this will not be the last game of the week. We will have a number of basketball games of the week. Looking at a number of big games coming up. One of those games, the Hardee's East Coast Hockey League All-Star game. Right now we have a breakout for Big Red. Hoover laying it in. So he continues to score at will. 47-39, Big Red on top. That All-Star game coming up February 2nd. So look forward to that one, and mark your calendars for the All-Star game. We'll have that plus all kinds of basketball. I think we may even dabble in a little wrestling this year, Coach.
Whoa.
Here comes Big Red again.
You mean WWF wrestling?
No. The good stuff. High school wrestling.
Whoa, wow. Tarquinio took a shot that time after that rebound.
JoJo Ouellette back in the ball game. 7:15 to go, 47-39. Clark inside. Up with the right hand, no good. And a big rebound inside by Nate Johnson. Outlets to Hargrove. He pushes it up quickly. Gets it to Livingston. He throws it up a circus shot, and he goes spinning on the baseline. He gets it to fall, and it's a 10-point lead for Big Red.
Okay, Central needs to get a timeout and regroup a little bit. They can't get too much further behind with only 6:50 left to go in the ball game.
Tarquinio on the wing. Goes baseline for Orlando. He's back in the ball game after sitting for a while with 3 personals, and I believe he may have picked up another one.
Sure did. That's on number 14 underneath on the rebound. Number 14, Mike Orlando.
That's his 4th personal. Take a look at it again, Coach.
He's underneath, there he is, reaching in right there, and he did get him.
That wasn't the foul. They got Milosevic in the nose, though. He took a pretty good pop.
Well, they weren't looking at his face. They were looking at his arms.
Ray Suckosh barking out signals, letting his team know exactly what he wants here in the final 6:35. Tarquinio with a rebound off the missed free throw.
3-on-3, no advantage.
Tarquinio into the paint to Clark.
Nice speed.
Doesn't get any better than that, Coach.
Now, I tell you, that's the second or third time now that Chris has been able to penetrate and dish off to somebody for an easy basket. Central in their full court pressure now.
Milosevic tries to make a strong pass.
3-on-1.
Broken up by Clark. Ouellette throws it up with the left hand. Fouled on the way in by Livingston. So it'll be Ouellette going to the line.
And he will shoot 2. 1-on-1. He's going to call it 1-on-1.
49-41. Big Red on top. We have a timeout on the floor called by Big Red, so we will take a timeout on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Big Red on top of this one. 49-41, 6:09 to go in the game. The Crusaders trying to climb back in. Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Big Red on top, 49-41. WTOV 9 high school basketball game of the week. Bill Phillips along with the coach, Rich Walensky. We were just talking about it, Coach. Central seems to be able to get to within 6-7 points, but they can't close the deal. They can't get all the way back.
Seems like they just, hit a wall when they get to that 6 or 7 point margin, and then it'll come down and, make a turnover or, take a poor shot, whatever the case might be. Central cheerleaders haven't given up. And a lot of enthusiasm by both squads here this evening.
And if we know anything about these two teams, neither team will give up until the final tick is run off the clock.
That's right, 6:09, still a lot of time left in this ball game.
JoJo Ouellette at the line. Southpaw up with left hand, knocks it down. 7-point lead for Big Red.
Ouellette has a nice touch on his foul. He's got nice rotation. Watch his wrist as the ball comes off. He has a rhythm. Full court pressure now by Central, man to man.
Joe Walters getting ready to check back in for Big Red as Hoover brings it across. Stops, pops, it won't go, and we have a foul underneath.
That's on number 10, Ouellette. Must have got him from behind.
So Hoover will go to the line with 6:05 to go. 6-point lead for Big Red, 49-43, and that's what we were talking about. They get to the 6-point range, a foul, a turnover, and you put Hoover on the line, and he's just about automatic.
Well, I'll tell you, Steubenville is not an exceptionally good foul shooting team. They're only shooting a little over 55% from the foul line as a team. But
Hoover's up there right at 80%, though.
Hoover is an excellent foul shooter, almost an 80% foul shooter, so he's not the guy they want to foul.
51-43 now, Big Red. Ouellette for 3. Too strong. Holshaw bats it to Orlando. He goes up and puts it home.
Good, strong offensive rebound that time. Holshaw on Hargrove. Hargrove goes coast to coast, misses the layup.
Inside, strong, can't get it to go. Gets a third shot at it, throws it up, no good. Milosevic gets the rebound, and I think Mike Orlando has just fouled out of the ball game as he came over the back. He knew it, headed right to the bench. Just got caught in a bad situation with all of the loose balls, and he just went up a little bit too strong and unfortunately came down on the back of Chad Milosevic, who will go to the line. So we take a look at Mike Orlando, who's just fouled out. He's on the bench, not happy about it.
It's a lot of persistence that time by the Steubenville Big Red offense that time. 3 shots by Hargrove, couldn't hit any of them. Finally, right here, another shot by Hargrove, couldn't get it. And finally, Milosevic is fouled. That's the guy they want to send to the line. Milosevic shooting only 66% from the foul line.
Crusaders down by 6, can cut into the lead. 5:15 to go. Polshaw inside. Strong move, and he gets it to go.
Good move that time by Polshaw inside.
Tarquinio can't come up with the steal. Here comes Hoover. He'll dish to Walters. Blows the layup, and it's Connor with a rebound. 51-47. The Crusaders will bring it across, and it's stolen back by Walters. Slaps it over to Hargrove. He goes baseline. He gets the layup to go.
I tell you, Ouellette has to keep the ball off the left sideline. Every time he brings the ball up, he always brings it up the same way over the left sideline.
Tarquinio to Connor. He'll go in off to the glass. It's a charge, and I don't think the basket will count.
I don't think it's going to count either. That's the second charge that Central's been called for, and a basket that they lose tonight. One in the first half, one right here.
Frank Spence calling the timeout. The Crusader head coach wants to talk it over. 4:38 to go in the ball game. 53-47 on the Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard. Big Red on top. We'll be back after this. Game of the week, and a lot of black and gold in that crowd of the young people over there, and I believe that's the Steubenville Central side. Either side is going to be the Steubenville side, Coach. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
I was thinking of the Steelers game coming up tomorrow. And, of course, you can catch that one at 12:30. The Bills and the Steelers right here on WTOV 9 tomorrow. Starts at noon with NFL Live. Then, of course, we have Bob Vila's Home Again. That can be seen at 7:30 on Saturday mornings. Star Trek Marathon tomorrow night. I know you'll be up late, so if I need to get in touch with you, the Marathon man,
I'll be up early, for Bob Vila, because I do a lot of that stuff that he shows on there, and the Star Trek, of course, one of my favorite programs.
And then, of course, on Sunday, 3:30, NFL Live, and then 4 p.m., and we have a possibility of a second technical as Shane Nalepa gets in a little bit of a discussion with the referee after he's called for the push. And the Crusaders will be back at the line, down 6 with 4:38 to go. Finish up what's going on Sunday on TOV. 4 p.m., San Diego-Miami divisional game, and then at 9 p.m., Elvis will be on in the Colonel, the Untold Story.
Big rebound by Tarquinio.
Fouled on the arm. Holshaw jumps in there. Take a look at the foul before this one on the inbounds play after the timeout, and a definite push.
That's right. Nalepa pushed off.
Now with 4:35, Milosevic gets the foul. Polshaw jumped in there. They started to jaw. The referees broke them up. They are talking to both teams right now on the floor, saying, fellas, we're going to calm it down, or else we're just going to stand here and shoot free throws, and I don't think anyone wants that with 4:35 to go. The referee's trying to take control of this one. They've done a good job throughout the game.
Sure have. And boy, that was a big rebound by Tarquinio.
53-48.
So these officials have done a good job. This is a high-intensity type ball game, and they've kept it pretty much under control the whole evening.
Second one, up and good. 4-point game, 53-49. Crusaders trap. Hoover breaks the trap from behind. Tarquinio, and he saves to Connor, who saves the pole saw. And here comes the Crusaders the other way. No call. Look inside. Clark on the baseline. He puts it in. It's a 2-point game.
No, they call him for walking.
A late call. A late call. Did not call it right away.
Well, that's some good defense that time on Central's part.
Take a look at it. Let's
Here
see
it
if we
is
see
right
the
here
walk.
after the great job down the other end.
Didn't move the pivot foot.
I don't know.
I don't think he moved the pivot foot. Big Red. They dodge a bullet. 53-49 still. Hoover brings it across. Stops in the paint. He gets it to roll and fall.
I tell you, Tarquinio is really hurting right now. He is tired. He's given everything he's got.
Been on the floor every minute.
He's hurting a little bit right now.
Has not come out of the game, I don't believe.
I think you're right, Bill.
Holshaw now on the wing to Tarquinio. He'll look to drive in the paint, throws it up with the right hand, no good. Connor and Nalepa battle for it. Nalepa wins that battle, and now it's Hoover bringing it across, and Tarquinio definitely tired. Hoover throws it up, won't go, there'll be a foul, and it looks like JoJo Ouellette may have hurt himself. Called for the foul, but he looks like he may have hurt his hand badly.
Holding his left hand.
Coolin will check into the game. Clark will check out. Still don't think he traveled.
I don't think he did either.
It's neither here nor there right now, as Hoover will go to the line to shoot two with Big Red on top, 55-49, 3:46 to go. And we had a lane violation.
I don't know if that was a lane violation or he took too much time to shoot the ball.
I don't think it was too much time. I think Nalepa may have come up and said something to Hoover when he had the ball. I think that constituted a lane violation.
I think you're right, Bill. Absolutely.
Hoover knocks down the second, so they lose an opportunity to get two. They only pick up one, and it's a 7-point game. This one far from over with 3:45 to go as Tarquinio and Ouellette bring it across. Ouellette brings it down the paint, goes to the left hand. Nothing wrong with that left hand, Coach.
Well, I tell you, little midget going into the giant trees that time.
56-51. Big Red on top. Hargrove, he drives. Off of the glass, no good, and it's Coolin with a rebound. He's got some fresh legs inside. He had been sitting on the bench for quite some time.
Central can cut it to
Tarquinio
three.
brings it across, and it's going to be Hargrove with a foul with 3:11 to go. Tarquinio will be able to catch his breath a little bit at the line. Frank Spence, the head coach for the Crusaders, looks over, checks with the official scores. Ray Suckosh, head coach of Big Red, he's going to call a timeout, talk things over. We'll stay right here, Coach. 3:11 to go, 5-point game. This one's just as good as the first one. Everyone said that overtime game was exciting. This one shaping up to come down right to the wire.
I tell you, not as many points scored in this ball game as there was in the last one, but good defense being played by both teams and good offense from people on the floor.
Shane Nalepa has checked in with the official scores. He will check into the game after this timeout. We'll set both teams when they come back out on the floor. Take a look at the Big Red cheerleaders. Both sides of St. John Arena starting to rock.
Okay, Central students on their feet. I think the key down the stretch here, Bill, is if Tarquinio can get his second wind and stay close to Hoover and not let him get any of those breakaways where they get that 5-on-4 advantage. And I'll tell you, Tarquinio is really tired at this point.
On the floor for the Crusaders for the final 3:11. Holshaw, Coolin will be inside, the big guys, along with Connor. Ouellette and Tarquinio will be up top as the guards. For Big Red, Walters, Nalepa, Milosevic, Moore, and Hoover on the floor for Big Red. They lead it by 5 right now with 3:11 to go, 56-51. One and one, up and good.
We'll see if Coach Spence made any defensive changes and put somebody a little bit fresher on Hoover and put Tarquinio on someone who is not quite a prolific scorer.
Tarquinio, no good with the second. Polshaw, big rebound, goes up strong. He gets it, he's fouled. He will go to the line. Big play by the Crusaders.
This could be a one-point ball game. 56-54 with Polshaw at the line shooting one. Here's the second shot. It's missed. Big move by Polshaw inside. There he goes up and is fouled from behind by number 10, Shane Nalepa.
Crusaders came in with a record of 5-2. Big Red trying to get to 500. They came in 3-4. They lost earlier this season in overtime to Central, 83-78. Big Red has been on top throughout this game. They have had a lead as much as 11 points. Right now it is down to 2. Polshaw can cut it to 1, and this place is going nuts. Gets it to fall. 3-point play completed, a 1-point ball game. Big Red up by just 1. Long outlet pass by Milosevic, wide open is Walters. He lays it in, and Big Red back on top by 3.
Well, I'll tell you, somebody was asleep that time, and that could be a big basket right there for Steubenville Big Red.
A lot of time left, Coach. 2:55 to go. Ouellette kicks it back out to Polshaw. He'll drive, kicks it back baseline, and we have an offensive foul on Polshaw.
Well, I'll tell you, these turnovers are going to kill him, especially down the stretch with 2:48 being down by 3. Here's Polshaw going inside and definitely does run into number 4, Freddie Moore.
Hoover looks to bring it up, and Coach, you were right. They did put Ouellette on Hoover, and a tough call. He thought he had it as he reached around and slapped the ball away.
I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, Bill, anytime that ball is slapped away from behind like that, the official's going to call a foul, whether it's a clean one or not. I've seen it so many times, and Ouellette fouls out of the ball game. Talensic's going to come in and take his place.
JoJo will sit down. He played an outstanding ball game. Right now, Hoover at the line. Hoover up and no good, and it's Coolin with the rebound.
Over to Tarquinio.
Tarquinio loses the ball. Keeps it alive and gets it to Coolin, so the Crusaders will have it down 3 with 2:30 to go. Connor open on the wing. They try to go inside of Polshaw, and it looks like Milosevic from behind.
Put Polshaw at the line, shooting 1-on-1.
Both coaches working the referees and their teams. Like you said, anytime the ball comes out slapped from behind, you're usually going to get the foul call.
That's right.
Hoover had an opportunity. Paul Hoover had an opportunity on his 1-and-1 to put Big Red up even more. He was unsuccessful. Right now, Joe Polshaw will have an opportunity to cut into the Big Red lead.
And that was Milosevic's 5th personal foul, and he's out of the ball game.
Richie Thompson checking in for Milosevic. Polshaw hits the front end of the 1-and-1. 2-point game now. 58-56, 2:27 to go. Polshaw up and good with the second. It's a 1-point game again. Get it to Hoover. He loses in the backcourt to Tarquinio. Keeps the dribble alive. The Crusaders can take the lead. Polshaw inside. Connor spins, partially blocked, no good. Polshaw with a rebound, up and good, and the Crusaders have their first lead of the ball game with 2:05 to go. Big Red may look for a timeout. Hoover with control, and all of a sudden it's the Crusaders trapping, something Big Red used successfully in the first half to build their lead. Out of bounds, off of Big Red. They call it off of Joe Walters, and Ray Suckosh will take that timeout. And with 1:51 to go, we will stay right here, a 1-point ball game, Coach. Except this time, we say that with the Crusaders on top. First time they've been there all night.
Well, they were there at the beginning of the ball game. They hit the first field goal and had a 2-0 lead, and haven't had a lead since that time. Big Red's problem right now is they only have one ball handler on the floor, and that's Paul Hoover. And that time, as you saw, Hoover now starting to get a little winded, starting to get a little bit tired, and turned the ball over. And Central got the bucket to put them ahead. So they've got to be real careful in taking care of the ball and there's going to be a lot of pressure on Paul Hoover as he's bringing the ball up by himself.
I ran into a number of people around the Steubenville area this past week, and they all were very happy they were going to do tonight's game, and every single one of them, Crusader fan, Big Red fan, didn't matter. They said, it's too bad that you couldn't have done the first game of the year. It was so exciting.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, this
they did not disappoint.
That's for sure.
A great way to kick off the basketball season here on WTOV 9.
And I'll tell you, regardless of how this ball game turns out, you got to take your hat off to Catholic Central. They were down by as many as 11, 12, 13 points early in the second half, and they've come back to take the lead with 1:55 left to go in the game. So they really have hung in there and played real hard. Both teams have played exceptionally strong.
Holshaw on the break, one-on-one with Walters. He'll take it in. I didn't think it was going to go. I thought it was too strong, but it roll. 1:45 to go. Crusaders on top, 61-58. Big Red brings it across. Hoover. Hargrove now on the wing.
They got to look to get it inside unless they get it
Thompson,
to Hoover.
Foul line jump. Good. Get off the glass. I don't think he meant to bank it, but he'll take it. 1 point game. Crusaders on top. 1:21 to go. Quick outlet to Coolin on the wing. He's going to slow it down. Smart play there. 1:15 to go. 1 point
has
game.
to take care of the ball right here. They cannot turn it over. They got to take some time off the clock and get the good shot.
Tolensic with the ball to Tarquinio. Been on the floor all night long. Dog tired, but he's played a great game. Holshaw now to Tolensic.
Under a minute.
Connor on the wing, guarded by Hoover. Holshaw, it looks like they're going to try to take as much time off the clock as they can. Tolensic loses the dribble. Hargrove dives for it. And we have a blocking call against Big Red. Fred Moore. Tarquinio draws the foul.
This is what won the game for Central the last time, was their foul shooting in the overtime periods and late in the ball game. And we'll see if that part of the game holds them in good stead here in the second one. 61-60, 39 seconds left to go. Tarquinio at the line shooting 1-on-1.
61-60, Big Red trailing by 1 as Tarquinio for the Crusaders goes to the line. Chris Tarquinio trying to give his team a 2-point advantage. He doesn't get it to go. Coolin with the rebound, and it'll drop. 3-point lead.
Wow.
But with that 3-point strike, Big Red has a lot of time with 30 seconds to go. After play controlled, Hoover taking matters into his own hands, misses a shot, goes off of Hargrove and out of bounds, and Big Red is self-destructing, Coach.
They sure are.
Timeout on the floor.
25 seconds.
Coach,
this is a Central timeout.
Coach, you want to remind everybody, just like our high school football games, we have the players of the game, and I think we are in agreement on this one. We talked about it already.
But I'll tell you, earlier we picked Paul Hoover and Chris Tarquinio, and I think we should stay with those choices. But I'll tell you, down the stretch here, Joe Polshaw has done a great job. I tell you, he has taken control, the offensive boards, and he has done just an outstanding job for Catholic Central. And Coolin has come off the bench here and has played a real strong game defensively for Catholic Central as well. But I'll tell you, I think Hoover for Steubenville Big Red and Tarquinio have been the two steadiest ball players this whole ball game for both squads.
And when both teams have needed a bucket, they have been there to provide. The Red Donnelly Scholarship. Paul Hoover of Big Red, Chris Tarquinio of Catholic Central. Congratulations to both players. And the schools will receive scholarships in their name. Right now, the Crusaders need to inbound, and they will take another timeout. They had to beat the 5-second time. And the way they do it now, college basketball, high school basketball, they don't do it in the pros because they just don't do it in the pros, but the referees will put the ball down on the floor, and that team, as soon as they put the ball down, they're whistled back into play. They have to get out there and get the ball into play. If they don't in 5 seconds, it doesn't matter if they're over in the huddle or not, they will lose the basketball.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something else by the same token. There has to be a little warning from the official timekeeper also that, the team should take the floor, and there was no signal that time.
That could be very costly because the Crusaders had to burn a timeout. Right now we have a jump ball, the possession arrow in favor of Big Red. So all of a sudden, Big Red getting the breaks here in the last 5 to 10 seconds.
I'll tell you, I don't think Central has a timeout left. I think they used their last one.
They had to use it to keep from turning the ball over. That's a tough way to, as you said, the referees really have to give them some warning.
That's right.
To either team. It doesn't matter
Both teams,
which,
that's right. Both
which team
teams
you're
have
pulling
to be,
for.
have to be horned.
If you're sitting at home pulling for Big Red or the Crusaders, you still have to, give each team an opportunity. Hargrove looks to the corner for Hoover. Hoover, the three, off the side of the rim. Coolin with the rebound. He throws it over. Moore throws it away. They go out of bounds. It'll remain Big Red basketball with 11 seconds to go.
Oh, my goodness. Great rebound by Coolin. Then he tries to bounce pass to Polshaw. He turns the ball over.
11 seconds to go. Can't catch my breath, Coach. Big Red will take the timeout. They are down 3 points with 11 to go.
And they have possession.
You have to set up a play, I would imagine, to get Hoover off of a pick to maybe throw up the three-pointer.
I would imagine either that or have him take the drive to the basket and hope to throw one up and get fouled and go to the foul line.
Here's a look at the rebound by Coolin. Then it's Moore. He has it slapped away by Tarquinio. Goes out of bounds. Another example of what Tarquinio has meant to the Crusaders tonight.
I'll tell you, he's played a good game at both ends of the court.
Just a fantastic high school basketball game tonight. Two teams playing their hearts out. Two arch rivals. Big Red trying to avert another loss to their arch rivals. And, of course, the Crusaders came up with a big football win this year over Big Red. Really, if the Crusaders could win here tonight, it could be the year of the Crusaders in the Big Red Steubenville Central rivalry that dates back to the beginning of time.
But I'll tell you, this is the 113th meeting of these two teams in basketball.
And none have been any more exciting.
That's for sure.
Inbound pass to Hoover, has the wide open lay-in, gets it to go. Clock down to 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Clock still running. Referee will call his timeout to have the ball put back into play. Gives Big Red an opportunity to pick up their men. They need to steal quickly or foul with 6 seconds left to go on the clock.
Official is calling for a towel. A couple wet spots on the floor. Want to make sure none of these kids fall.
I would say this has to be an advantage, a good move for safety reasons.
That's right, but it's an advantage for Big Red.
It really is an advantage for Big Red.
Sure.
Because the clock stops. It would have continued to run if they hadn't stopped it. They will start it up right away as soon as the ball is put back into play. Big Red sets up their defense. Don't guard the inbounds, man. Tarquinio, they get it into Connor. Foul. I don't know. Looking for the intentional. They won't get it. It'll be a 1-and-1. 5 seconds left on the clock. Going to the line will be David Connor. Paul Hoover with a nice solid tackle. Remembers his fall skills.
Yep. I'll tell you, David Connor at the line.
Three-point line makes it interesting.
Whew. Boy, it sure
even
does.
if he makes two, they still have a shot with a three-point opportunity.
They sure do. 5 seconds left on the clock.
1-and-1 opportunity for the Crusaders. David Connor. Up and good.
Boy, that's a big one.
Solid free throw. Chris Tarquinio comes over, puts the bear hug on him. Gives him a pat on the backside, and he says, put the second one through. We don't have to worry about not losing this one in overtime. The worst we'd be able to do is tie. Crusaders will pull everyone off. Now, I don't know if I agree with this. If you pull everyone off, because it gives Big Red a free rebound and a passage up the floor. Second one up and no good. It'll be Thompson. He has to give it up quickly. He does. To Walters. He'll set up fire, and it is off the side of the rim. The Crusaders with a stirring comeback, and they beat Big Red for the second time this year. 64-62, an unbelievable effort by the Crusaders as they come back and stun Big Red for the second time this season.
Oh, what a comeback by this gutsy Catholic Central team.
Coach, I'll tell you what, an outstanding effort by both players. You can see how much it means to both teams. Ohio Valley Hospital scoreboard, 64-62. The Crusaders take a look at Paul Hoover and Chris Tarquinio over in front of the scorer's bench. Embrace, and Paul Hoover in tears. How much it meant to him to win this game. Just a tough loss for Big Red. For the Crusaders, a fantastic win. And another one that just everyone will put down in their records book. They'll look back on this one when 20 years from now, and they will say, I remember 20 years ago when the Crusaders beat Big Red twice in one season. Then they'll remember back to 1972, something that you brought up back at the beginning of the ball game, and it has come full circle here in 1993.
Well, I tell you, it was an excellent effort by both teams. Steubenville Catholic Central hung in, even though they were down by as many as 13 points early in the second half, and they just hung in there and kept on playing good defense. And the good defense, I think, is what got them back into the ball game, hitting the boards, getting the second and the third shot, and the layups, and just a great effort down the stretch by Tarquinio, Polshaw, Coolin. Guys coming off the bench. Connors had a good game, gave some real quality minutes. Clark gave some real quality minutes. And the same thing can be said for the Steubenville Big Red kids as well. Good, solid game by Paul Hoover. What a basketball player he is. And he's only a junior. He's going to be back for another year. Good job by Hargrove and Milosevic, and Richie Thompson coming off the bench gave some good quality minutes as well. So both of these teams have a lot to be proud of. 64-62.
Just as entertaining, Coach. The coaches on the sideline.
Yeah, that's right.
Frank Spence and Ray Suckosh.
They were doing the war
Dance up and down the hardwood. Right now we have to take our final break. We will not be back after this one, Coach. Want to remind everybody our players of the game. For the Crusaders, Chris Tarquinio and
Paul Hoover for Big Red.
Fantastic ball game. What a way to kick off the season.
Once again, our
Final score, 64-62. The